They don't want to continue holding that. Rather, instead, they will buy the bond by selling their shares. When most of the investors sell their shares to buy this bond, because most of the companies are paying 12%, that means the interest rates has increased and all investors want their return. With that, the demand for bond for share will decline when most of shares are sold in the market, because I will sell my share if I don't want it. As long as the interest payments of the bond is higher, why do I hold a share and why don't I buy a bond instead? This made the value of bond to decline, the demand for the bond to decline. Eventually, that affects the share price. So interest rate risk is a systematic risk because it cannot be controlled by the company. The company cannot control what other companies are paying. If most of other companies has increased their interest rates, the company cannot command or regulate them to decrease their interest rate, to lower their interest rate. He might increase the interest payments that he made. Can he do that? I will leave this question for you. Just think of it and write it in the description. In the comment section. The other one is a liquidity risk. We have seen a credit risk in previous when a borrower fails to return. However, a liquidity risk is, in other scenarios, a liquidity risk is facing the risk of inability to change our security to cash whenever we want, either because of a thin market or any other reason. Thin market means where there is no enough market or a secondary market to change our security to cash. However, in banking industries, it's the opposite of credit risk, which is unable to pay back the client's money or deposit. The first one is when the borrower fails to return. The second one is when the bank fails to return a client's or a customer's deposit, when they cannot withdraw the money. This is unsystematic risk because it's unavoidable. The company or the bank might use different techniques in order to retain its liquidity position or the ability to pay whenever it's asked to be withdrawn, to withdraw the money. So the other one is operational risk. This is unsystematic risk, and operating risk, can, because due to the operating environment of the company, like input price. So this is not something that come to the overall industry or the macroeconomy, and this is unique to the company itself, and it might do its best to minimize this risk. The other one is operational risk. We have seen that operating risk. The reputation risks, the probability for the company to lose its goodwill. This is how people will perceive this company. So the company can maintain this goodwill. That means it's unsystematic risk. The other one is country transfer risk or currency that can be caused due to currency fluctuation. This cannot be controlled because the company cannot or the bank cannot control the buying power of this money. It can be also called as exchange rate risk by holding, for example, if we hold foreign investment and when their dividend or interest or periodic returns come and paid with their currency, but when we translate that currency, note that it's a foreign investment, so when we receive that dividend or interest and it turns to our country's currency, when it means nothing due to the fluctuations of exchange rate. So this is also a systematic risk, which is not firm specific or company specific. It's a country specific rather. However, company specific risks are unsystematic risks. We will also have other type of risks when we get out of the banking industry. The other is country risk. So the following risks can also be considered a risk that can also affect banking industries, which we haven't previously mentioned. For example, country or political risk. The risk of not investing in that country due to its political reason or political instability. This is a macro or country specific or systematic risk that happen to the overall country. Remember that a banking company can also buy a share of other companies, or it can invest its money in a debt or equity market.